Black Heroes Club presents Sir Christian and the Rookie. Mercy is the hardest law to enforce. Sir Christian. Chapter 1. The Rookie and the Legend. Now Sasha Martinez was 22, fresh out the academy. Even her uniform still smelled like starch and ambition. She had a sharp mind, sharper instincts, and a chip on her shoulder that came from growing up in a neighborhood where cops either never came or came too late. She didn't want to be one of them. She wanted to be different. She wanted to be like Sir Christian, one of the youngest detectives to ever graduate the academy at 21. Now he was 33 and a legend. His name was whispered in the halls like a ghost story. Half hero, half myth. Some said he could read a crime scene like scripture. Others said he had intuition that bordered on the supernatural. Sasha pinned his picture on her locker door, and her silent vow was, I'll earn his respect. Chapter 2. The night of the call. So it was a wet Tuesday night when the call came through. A possible homicide on 6th Street. All nearby units respond as quickly as possible. Sasha's heart slammed against her ribs. This is Officer Martinez, and I'm en route. When she arrived, the alley was bathed in blue and red. A body lay slumped near a dumpster. There was a thin trail of blood making its way towards the gutter. She moved with precision, marking evidence, calling dispatch, calming witnesses. And after a long night, finally came the voice, deep, calm, commanding. Outstanding work, Rookie. She turned, and there he was, Detective Sir Christian himself, trench coat draped like a cape, eyes scanning the scene with the focus of a hawk. Sir Christian, she stammered. It's an honor. He gave a smile. Names don't solve cases, Martinez. Hard work does. And you did an exceptional job. It was the greatest compliment of her life. That night she didn't sleep. Not out of fear, but out of excitement. He had noticed her. Chapter 3. The Mentor and the Flame. Weeks had passed, and Sir Christian took her under his wing, teaching her not just how to see evidence, but how to feel it. Every crime scene has a rhythm, he'd say. Find the beat, and the truth will dance your way. Sasha soaked in every word, every detail, every moment. She started solving small cases, her reports neat and thorough. Soon the precinct was whispering again. But this time, it was the whispers of Sasha Martinez. But legends come with burdens, and every shadow is cast by light until the darkness eventually wins. Chapter 4. The Decision. So it was a Friday night when Christian got the call. Disturbance in an alley. A drunk male, disorderly conduct. When he arrived, the man was sitting against a dumpster, slurring words about losing his family and his job. It was Officer Jones. Come on, bro, Christian muttered. You can't be here. The officer looked up with hollow eyes. Have you ever lost everything, detective? Christian sighed. Yeah, but I didn't stay in the gutter. He hesitated, the badge heavy in his pocket. Protocol said book him, but his heart said help him. So he made the call, a call that would haunt him forever. Go home, man, he said softly. Get some rest, and please don't make me regret this. Chapter 5, The Collision. At 3:17 a.m., his phone rang. Detective Christon, there's been an accident. A cruiser and a civilian sedan. Officer down. He raced through the streets. His sirens were on. When he arrived, he froze. The cruiser was crumpled like paper, the lights still flashing through the rain. Paramedics were working frantically. Who's inside? He asked. Officer Sasha Martinez. Christian's world stopped. The drunk driver, the officer he had let go, had accidentally crossed the median. He dropped to his knees in the mud, whispering, "Oh God, what have I done?" Chapter 6, The Weight of Mercy. Sasha survived, but barely. Months of surgery, years of recovery, and when she finally opened her eyes, Sir Christian was there, every day, every night, haunted. She tried to speak, voice weak. "Why are you looking at me like that, sir?" He forced a faint smile. "Because I failed the one person I was supposed to protect." Tears in her eyes. "You didn't fail me. You taught me compassion, even when it hurts." He shook his head. Compassion without wisdom is a loaded gun. Epilogue. The lesson. Years later, Sasha returned to the force, walking with a slight limp, but holding her head held high. Sir Christian had retired by that time, his name etched into both history and guilt. At her first press briefing as lead detective, a reporter asked, "Detective Martinez, who inspired you the most?" She smiled. "Sir Christian, the greatest detective I've ever known. He taught me that justice isn't always about punishment. Sometimes it's about the courage to forgive." Mercy cost me a legend, but it gave birth to hers, and I'd do it again. Observation moment. So when Sir Christian says, "I'll do it again," he isn't celebrating his mistake. He's acknowledging that the decision came from compassion, and compassion by nature is a gamble. It's mercy versus law, humanity versus duty. He saw an officer in pain, and at that moment thought mercy might save him. Instead, it destroyed what he valued most. So the question becomes, when mercy cost an innocent life, was it still righteous?